Hello, everyone. Welcome to another edition of the Talking Fantasy Baseball podcast. I'm your host, Erik, and with me today, once again, it is the three ninjas. It's Anthony, Josh, and me, Erik, or Rocky, Tum Tum, and who's the third
Colt.
one? I'm blanking.
Colt.
Colt. Oh, it's Colt, Rocky, and Tum Tum. We are back together again. I am back.
We are kicking
Uh,
back.
I am kicking back. This is High Noon at Mega Mountain for
Michigan.
episode 50 of the podcast. Very exciting,
Big
guys.
follow.
Also, just before I even ask you how you're doing, I have a very special surprise for you
Oh,
and for everyone because this has not actually been done yet. And has not been made official on air yet. But Anthony, you are officially a host and member of the Talking Fantasy Baseball podcast. You are not a guest. You've been here. You hosted an
that's
episode.
right.
You are officially here. I added your name to everywhere where you can find the podcast. So if you're looking for us, you have to search Erik, Josh, and Anthony. Anthony is officially a creator of the show.
Guys, I'm a made man. I'm a made man now.
You're a made man, consigliere, to the trade guru.
Yeah.
So, guys,
Yeah.
how are you doing? It's been 2 weeks since I've been here. What's going on?
Been good. Been good. A lot of still not hot players on my squad, but it is what it is. Like we're going about it. Obviously, fantasy baseball, I don't want to get into the same thing, but because it's such good news being affected with the East Coast, obviously people around you are buzzing because the Knicks are looking like they might win the championship. Eric's sick by it. My whole family is from New York. I'm not a Knicks fan whatsoever, but shout out to Moms. Moms is very happy right now about the about the Knicks.
No shout out to moms. I'm sorry. No offense. Ew. Yankees are playing well though, Josh. So you got your Yankee jersey on today. You got a little NB. Is that a Olympics hat on? No, just
No, it's
NBC.
just NBC Sports, just
Feeling it.
feeling it, feeling the vibes. Yeah, it's like I'm just constantly getting bombarded with Knicks media or World Cup. I'm like Yahoo is like screaming at me to like get a parlay going on like World Cup. And I'm just like, hey, I'm I like keeping my money in my bank account, like I don't need to get wrapped up in some scam. We already have like FanDuel and DraftKings like just constantly bombarding us every, change of innings on Yes Network.
Oh my
So I'm
goodness.
good.
Yeah.
I don't need to gamble to be a sports fan.
There you go. There you go. Yeah, I will say that the best content that I've seen so far is Europeans coming to America to witness America to go to the World Cup, but they're witnessing and experiencing America for the first time. Is the greatest content on social media that I have ever seen because people's minds are just blown. I saw a video of like an English family go into a Cracker Barrel and they were very confused as to why there was a store with the restaurant. And I was like, America, that's why.
I think some Americans are also confused by that phenomenon.
I think I saw that. I saw like somebody talking about the Heat. It was like
Oh
like the
yeah.
teams. They were like, oh, like they didn't know the Heat was like this or something.
Oh yeah, the
Yeah,
heat is real. If you can't tell, sun's out, guns out for Anthony because it
yeah.
is hot
Yeah,
right
it's
now
very
on the
hot
East
here.
Coast where we all are located. I am not home. If you can't tell, I don't have my normal setup, don't have my fancy microphone. I am currently in Rochester, New York. Last week I was in Newport, Rhode Island. Where
Oh,
in the world is Erik? It's going to be a new segment. We're just going to have that every
it's
week.
just
I hope I'll be home.
globe trotting
Not really.
Eric.
These are the first two trips I've taken in a long time. So glad to be able to be on the show for episode number 50. Really excited to celebrate this with my other two ninjas here. On this week's show, we're gonna do it differently than we've ever done it before. Each segment is going to be a feature of one of us, and that's because this is episode 50. It is a special episode. So, as a reminder, if you don't know this, if you haven't heard any of the previous 49 times that this has been done, Here we go. As a reminder, we release a brand new episode every Saturday at 12 p.m. Eastern, so be sure to subscribe so you never miss it. We're available on more podcast platforms than ever before, including all the major ones: Apple Podcasts, YouTube, Spotify, Amazon Music, iHeartRadio, and don't forget we have video on YouTube now as well, so you'll see our beautiful made-for-radio faces for every show on our YouTube channel, Talking Fantasy Baseball. Please subscribe and leave us a 5-star rating, a like, a thumbs up. A kind review goes a long way in helping us out. And if you have a question, leave a comment on the YouTube video, and we'll be sure to answer it right here on the pod. And just to give an update of what we said 2 weeks ago, if you comment, we will invite you on the show. And we are working on that. Or I should say, we will work on that for maybe next week for anyone who
Oh,
has commented on it or did comment on the episode a couple weeks ago when Josh made that official.
and if you leave 2 comments, you can host the show, and then you'll become. We'll just keep building out the show with chairs.
Yeah, I think our recording software has a limit to how many people. So eventually we will hit a wall, but I don't think we're anywhere close. But we do have 3 official members of the pod: Anthony, Josh, and myself for episode 50 and going forward here. When we come back, it's Anthony's segment is up first. So stay tuned. We'll be right back. Welcome back to the Talking Fantasy Baseball podcast. That's Josh, Anthony, and I am Erik, who missed the hat memo today. So dope hats from you guys. Anthony, it's your segment first. Josh made a quick comment before we pressed record for this episode that he wants to put you on trial.
Here we go.
Here we go. You ready? All right, you're in
Yeah.
the hot
I'm
seat, my
ready.
man. All right,
All
Josh,
I'm
right.
ready.
bring the
So,
heat.
so I was taking inventory of our 10-team Yahoo League, and Anthony, whose team is called Show Me, bold, show me. You had all these first round picks, and it was just kind of like a foregone conclusion. It's like, oh, maybe I'll get, Anthony's going to take it all. He's going to go all the way. Maybe I'll just kind of fight to, maybe I'll contend. I don't know. But I'm looking at your team, and it looks like you're holding on to a lot of things that might be holding you back to that greatness that you deserve.
Okay.
All right. You got a lot of bench bats. You got a lot of, I see you got a lot of injuries. You got one key injury, which is Mr. Aaron Judge, but he's
Oh, it's the
currently sitting.
biggest injury.
He's sitting on your bench. You got Cal Raleigh.
Coming
You got
back in 4 days.
Can we just pause right there on Cal Raleigh because he's got a little note on Yahoo. He has a
Yeah,
2,000 OPS so
I
far
know.
in his rehab.
oh, okay, all right. So
You ready for that? I'm ready for it in the other league. Let's go.
We're both ready.
He's
Man's
coming.
hitting. The man's
I'll be
blue
happy if he
good.
does. If he's at a 240, 45 homer pace rest of season, I will not be mad. Right.
Exactly.
but
That's
I
what I
don't know.
expected.
Look, look. But you have Mr. Dylan Ding Dong Dingler in
Oh,
your.
yeah.
So, my friend, Mr. Wheeler and Dealer, do you trade Cal Raleigh?
He's Dingle's already in the. He's already in the chat. He's already getting sent out in
Oh,
office already.
okay.
Listen,
All right.
this
Are
look.
the fish nipping? Are you
This thing.
getting?
The people are a little slow in this league sometimes to get back to you. But
Oh,
look,
okay.
all right, like with the investment I have in Raleigh, it's impossible for me to make that decision over Dingler. Just in general, I know I'm not going to keep a catcher. The one I catcher I should have kept Ben Rice. I didn't. Whatever. I'm probably not going to keep a catcher again. But already having this value in Raleigh, and I do think he was injured like beginning of the year. Now we're like getting to it. Like everybody's talking. We know that probably was something that was lingering already because he's
Yeah.
out. He's out those times. Actually, he had got hot and then he set out and then we came back. It was 0 for 42 or whatever.
0 for 38.
Like
Literally
38.
0 for 38.
Like
Bad.
the Dingler thing, I'm not really worried about it. Like either he will be traded or he'll be off with his head. Like you want him, you can have him. Like because I do
Yeah,
need to
yeah.
put like that's my spot because I Judge needs to go into the IL. You know what I mean? Like, I need the extra spot. So yeah, that's the deal. Like Kyle Riley, I'm ready for him to come back. I'm ready to go with it. And also this, the Dingler thing. He's been providing obviously homers, RBIs recently. But before this, I picked him up during the cold stretch. So I got like about 40% of the cold stretch. So it's not like he was like carrying me to win.
Right, right.
If anything, that's been more Bryce and Bobby. But continue. Go ahead. Keep going.
All right,
That's
all
the
right. So now I'm getting a little more context, and I should have seen this coming. That it wasn't this team languishing, just without direction. Clearly, you're looks like you have all this excess. So I should have read, oh, a trade is coming. A trade is in the works.
look. Let me say
'Cause
this.
Right
This
now,
is
right now, you currently have Gunnar Henderson like on your bench.
That's wild.
Like you're
look,
not starting him
look,
tonight. You are
look.
starting Bryce Eldridge over
Let me
Gunnar
tell you, I've been
Henderson.
happy
I
with it.
would.
I've been happy with it since he came. I've been happy ever since Bryce came and did this thing. This is the thing, right? So all these first round picks, early second round picks. I also had the first pick in the second round, which was Gunner, right?
Right.
So
I wanted him.
that's a 218 average right now for the season, 689 OPS, right? The only first round picks I had that were like, okay, we're doing what I expect you to do to some degree was obviously Bobby and Judge. But like Kyle hasn't performed up to his expectations. Like I've had a lot of underperformance throughout the whole season. I,
Yeah.
I think I'm lucky to be where I am, honestly. And also what I'm practicing this season is like Aaron Rodgers. Remember that Aaron Rodgers interview, the RELAX? Relax. I'm just trying to be because look, we're at this point where we don't know what's going to happen, right? Like we don't know who's going to come up. What other players going to have to be able to get a crack at? I didn't think I would get Bryce Eldridge back, and then he was dropped in the league, right? So I'm looking at it and being like, okay, I can sit right now and have these extra bench bats until Kyle gets back, then tighten that up, and then go back looking at my pitching, which also needs some help for sure. Being that Crochet is going to be out a little longer, but I have the idea. I'm trying to get it. I'm trying to get it to that swing where I'm hitting my stride later in the season than trying to load up everything right now. Let's see if Gunner can get back and get some more value. Let's see what Kyle going to do and make sure he can bring himself back up to normal playing form. So I'm just kind of like taking it super easy and seeing what's happening. And in years past, I would never have bench Gunner. I'm like, nah, I'm gonna push through him. Man, listen, now is what have you done for me lately? So shout out to Bryce here. You are the golden child, and we're trying to get together.
That is Bryce Eldridge when he's shouting out Bryce because you
Mm-hmm,
do
mm-hmm.
also have the other Bryce. I think you should change your team name to
Oh, I do have two
Bryce is
the
Bryces.
Bryce
nice.
brothers.
I do have two
Bryce is
Uh,
Bryces.
nice.
yeah, Bryce. Twice the
Right.
Bryce is nice.
Yeah.
Oh, there we go.
Yeah. Look, I think what you're doing is great because you know how I feel about player performance and what they're supposed to do versus what they're actually doing. And you have all these predictive stats that you can look at. But I'll say this. A guy with a long track record generally hits the back of their baseball card or pitches to the back of their baseball card, right?
Do they?
So you're probably looking at Kyle Tucker's going to have a great second half surge. Uh, Gunnar Henderson's probably going to have a pretty decent second half surge. You're going to get Judge back in the second half. I think there's a theme here for a guy who is currently in third place. So there's not really anything too much that you can complain about on the hitting side. And that is you may be in for my favorite term, a second half surge where
Surge.
you
Right.
just are totally fine. And honestly, I think you should just be patient with this roster because these aren't like just random guys you picked up off the waiver wire. Josh Young is, but he's been really good at third base for you. Curtis Mead is, you need to fill in at second base. So I think maybe you should address when you definitely have substantial excess, address the second base situation because Curtis Mead is Curtis Mead.
I'm I'm looking at Curtis Mead's profile pic on Yahoo, and it looks like somebody just like colored in like a hat with like MS Paint or something for like they looked like because I think he was with Atlanta. or no, he was with Tampa Bay. It looks like someone just like took a red pen and just like colored in like the Washington Nationals
All
hat
right.
on him.
Yeah. Yeah, the jersey too. You're
Yeah,
right.
like they're like, oh,
It looks so photoshopped. It really does.
but no,
Like
but like really
and
bad,
and
bad
this is the
Photoshop.
and this is the thing when you think of it, right? Like, and this is what we tell people, right? So you look at I've had Curtis Mead for 2 weeks, 8 runs, 3 home runs, 9 RBI, 262, 864. It's
Decent
like
enough.
yeah, it's for right. It's decent enough, and it's like
It's not hurting you.
it's probably right, and that's the issue. Like you don't get a chance as Curtis Mead to hurt me. Like Kyle Tucker gets a chance to like inflict some pain, but Curtis Mead doesn't get that. So yeah, I think that's the same way I'm going about it. Like it's just it also to what JD was saying. I think if I was in a different position in the standings, I would feel a little differently about some of this.
Yeah.
Like but I've been very
Yeah, I,
lucky in
I'm
some
I'm looking
ways.
at your pitching now, and I see like you got Hunter Green. He'll All
He's
Star
coming.
break. He'll be back. He might even come back before the All Star break. He's gonna be fine. Hopefully,
Maybe
fingers crossed.
Maybe.
Hopefully,
Yeah,
maybe
right.
yes, exactly.
Right.
He did not have the nanoscope procedure.
pitching.
He is not Tarek Skubal coming back 38 days
That's
after elbow
crazy.
surgery.
That's
And then he's gonna hit the IL like on Monday.
No, don't you put that evil on us, Josh.
right.
I'm just
We need
saying
that. We need that man.
these guys get we've been around the we've been around this long enough. It's like they rush guys back and then they go back to the AL.
Yeah, no,
But
that
maybe
is
not.
true.
Maybe he's superhuman. He wants to be part of that hot stove, midsummer hot stove and get traded to the Dodgers.
He will.
Look,
Um,
let's be
Everyone's
realistic
like,
here.
where?
Like,
Oh, let's talk about
it,
where you could landing spots for Scooble, and it's like, the
I got you.
Dodgers, like,
Look
duh.
and
in the real
conversation
world,
over.
like in the real world, we know like the reason why he's even pushing to get back is because of that situation, right? Like
Yeah.
if he had just signed like a $250 million contract, he wasn't going to
Yeah,
come back this soon.
he'd just
Even
be
if he
like, yeah,
could, he would just take his time. Right.
take
So
my time.
Yeah.
that's off that man. Get your money.
I think your team's going to be totally fine. I think if you
I'm not
just
worried about it. I was just kind of
no,
questioning, like, well, what's going on here? You got kind of like
Yeah.
it's like you go over to
yeah.
a friend's house and it's like, yo, you didn't like, are you just like not giving a crap? Like, what's going on here? Like,
No, it looks a little funky, but it'll get sorted out. Even with the bow of it all. Like I was gonna drop bow, and I was like, no, let me just see what's up.
Then he went 4 for 4,
I
right?
have right, exactly the day. But I have
oh
chances to just
no.
wait on bow a little bit and see what happens. Like I
Yeah.
told you, Eric, I was gonna drop. Matter of fact, me and Eric spoke about this the day before. I'm gonna drop him. Let me wait till today, and then 4 for 4. It's like, all right, let me
But
see.
he's still on your bench.
Yeah, but that's what he
Yeah, but
does. That's what Boba does. I was about
right,
to drop
He's
Boba
just on
in
your.
the other league,
I
and
think
he
he's
just
droppable.
but
well,
see,
I,
look,
we're
th-
going to talk
I
about that
think
later.
I
but
think
see, look.
he's droppable. I don't.
This is the thing. At the time, Josh Young was coming. He was on a cold streak. I was gonna drop him. Then he went and got hot. So I was like, I'll keep Bo for now. Long term option if when Josh finally falls off, he has it, and now we see him. But my point is, at this point, being that it's June, I have time to be patient and see what happens, see what unfolds from it, and see what happens. Like if Bo gets hot for the next week and a half, I could try to package and ship him off for something. If he doesn't, I could drop him. It's like you got some type of options.
I think that's the big takeaway here is that even though it's when we're recording this on June 12th, even though it's June 12th, you can still exercise some level of patience. Look where you are in the standings. Look at who is on your team, not necessarily what they're doing or their expected stats, but like, do we really think Kyle Tucker is going to be this bad all season? No. Do we really think that um,
Could be down year. Could be a down
it could,
year.
it could be a down year, but a down
Right.
year for Kyle Tucker is still like a third round pick value. So I'm like not
I'm not saying you're gonna
worried about
drop Kyle Tucker. I'm just saying
Mm.
like,
it. Yeah. Wouldn't
sometimes you gotta
panic.
like there's nothing you can do. Like you're just kind of stuck with these kind of dud season picks.
Yeah.
But I've been,
Yes.
like I had a couple injuries in the same league. But I'm like loving having the freedom to just like grab super hot players to kind of like grease the wheel.
Right.
Like I picked up Jung Hoo Lee, which I have zero expectations for, but he's like red hot right now, and he's just like providing
Wait,
steals.
can we just talk about how red hot he is? He's hitting like 600 over the last 3 weeks, or some
Yeah,
stupid,
yeah,
ridiculous number.
Yeah, like he had the last 2 weeks, he has 14 runs, no home runs, seven
no,
RBI, three stolen bases, 564, but still a 1200 OPS with no home runs. So
yeah.
he's been he's
Wild.
been wild.
So
He's been
it's like
wild.
yeah, I'll pick him up, and he'll like just add to my my average and just fill in, and then I just like I've been like I think shortstop I had to put in some fill-ins, but yeah, it's just like having this freedom, especially I feel like in a week like daily, weekly, head-to-head leagues. It's like sometimes I think we get too caught up in like a roto mindset where it's like, oh yeah, people are gonna, yes, they're gonna bounce back and these numbers at the end of the season. But it's like when you're talking about competing on like like on such a
Yeah,
granular level, it's
you're right.
like having this freedom to like just, you know, boost your lead, boost your team, boost your
Yeah,
like uh
Right.
I think it's just like invaluable. It's like because like I've
I agree.
been like in the past I've been like, oh, I just want to have this perfect team that I can set and like not have to deal with, which is kind of like weird because it's like we're so into fantasy. It's like
Right.
we
No,
want
I
to
feel you for
tinker,
sure.
but it's like,
Mhm.
oh yeah, I want this team where I just set and I don't think about. But then it's like, is that really gonna like win these like weekly leagues? And I don't think so. I think it's really like I think you got to have that freedom and flexibility to power forward, to raise and to keep competitive. I also think like this season, I don't know about you guys, but like every single week I'm like with pitching, it's like and it's from like people like pitchers that I think are fine. They have these blow ups, these like
Yes.
like 8 run blow ups. And now I'm just at the point where I just like come to expect it. And
Yeah.
like I'm almost just like, you know what? Screw it. I'm just gonna like stream like 4 pitchers every single week. I don't care about I'm gonna like just throw ERA whip out the window and like I'm just gonna come at you with all the other stats.
So I have some
I
thoughts on that.
like
I know who
I
you
don't
got.
know,
Go.
but like I'm just gonna like screw it. Like
Yeah.
I'm gonna stream anybody.
So I think you
He's not
may
restricting
be
anybody.
referring to. I think you may
I
be
don't care.
referring to Kyle Harrison.
Yeah, no, but like last week, like someone had like a big like blow up, and it was just like I was just like screw it, and I just started streaming, and that just it won me pitching. I didn't
Yeah,
win ERA, but
Yo,
like
Kyle Harrison, that
yeah, but
was
okay. So he gets a mulligan for that because they were
no,
playing in the
I'm not
Vegas
saying like
stadium.
I'm
Yeah,
gonna drop him, but I'm just
yeah.
saying like you know, do I not even focus on ERA like on a weekly basis anymore, and just
I
like
would just look for
I'm just
high
gonna
paying
accumulate.
pitchers who don't walk players. That's all you can really do right now.
But wait, let me say this. Wait, I want to get into this a little more. What you were saying, because I agree with you on the roto versus like the category point. I had this
Yeah.
conversation with Eric a long time ago about like whatever player right now that's hot, right? Like that player most likely will be more valuable than your struggling player at the end that you drafted in the first round, just because of like you said, they could have won you multiple weeks that this player didn't help you with, right?
Yeah.
I think it becomes a thing of like, depending on the player. At the end of the season, some of those players that get hot, when they fall off, they just stay off. Like Perdomo this season, right? Like
Oh
he's
yeah.
been not good. And
Well,
like, let's just say
I've
someone
seen.
believes in him and they hold him. It's like he might literally just stay down all season. The heat that Kyle Tucker can give you, you're looking forward to that. But I get you. I agree with you. Like you want to be flexible as far as like adding players
I,
and dropping players, especially when they're hot. But it's like the
I
players that
was
are what
well, I was just thinking back to my like the very first season that we all played in our 10 teamer. This was like
uh-huh.
14 years ago, maybe more. Um,
Long time.
long time ago, and I won that season. And looking back and reflecting on that, it was like I had my like keystone pieces, but then I was constantly like cycling people in and out. like I was like streaming two start pitchers, like just maximizing like category, like just filling stats essentially. And I just think like I've in recent seasons I've gotten away from that in this like search to find like the optimal like
Perfect
set
team.
it and forget it, you know, and I just don't know if that's the way to play. I think sometimes that can be a winning strategy, but I think if you really want to grind it out, like I think you can find success with, you know, thoughtful streaming, you know.
I mean, I feel
I'll
like the person that just, I'm sorry, the person that just won the year before, well, Eric, you won last year, the year before, his team was basically put together through the wire. And they were all
Yeah.
like high at one point. And this is the issue with having a bunch of high picks. Because when you pick
Yeah,
somebody
I
so
have a
high, like you don't have the chance to say, you know what, instead of it being Gunner, if it was somebody else, I might be like, you know what, just drop him 600 OPS. Don't worry about it. It's like I'm never gonna drop Gunner. So like this is like that thing. What you're talking about
yeah.
is like maybe the picks aren't as valuable. Maybe to have a couple of foundation pieces, but then you leave yourself some flexibility to do what you're saying is to be able to pick up hot players, see what's up. So I get you for sure.
uh, so just to wrap this segment up, I think there's definitely a valuable strategy in having a spot or two on your roster where you can keep churning it. And you can trace that back to the draft of, okay, this is the back of my roster. I'm going to constantly churn it. That 30%, 40% number that we talk about at the beginning of the season that you want to churn and burn should probably get smaller and smaller as the season goes on. Because then you just end up dropping players who actually are going to help you profit all season long. And as far as like having a set and forget, there's, like you said, there's definitely merits to that. I prefer that when it comes to lineups and from time to time, but pitching most of the time because pitching is just seems so volatile, as you said. So
Oh,
yeah, I mean, I have a league where my pitching staff is basically the entire wire because everyone either got hurt or was really terrible and worth dropping. And we'll get into that a little bit later. But when we come back, we're going to have Josh's segment, which kind of is along the similar lines of what we were just talking about. So stay tuned. We'll be right back. Welcome back to the Talking Fantasy Baseball podcast. That's Anthony, Josh. I'm Eric, or Rocky, Colt, and Tum Tum. I could be Tum Tum. It's fine. I got a Tum Tum. So, um, this is Josh's segment. And Josh, you posed a very interesting question to us in our group chat when we were thinking of how to put together our 50th episode. That's this one. And just before we get into that, real quick, just a reminder like, subscribe, 5-star rating, all that fun stuff really goes a long way in helping us out. So, Josh, what was the question that you proposed to us? And it was not, can we marry you? Thank goodness.
uh, yeah. So, you know, again, kind of taking stock of some of my teams, kind of looking at players, and just like, you know, we're a good portion into the season now, and it's kind of like just like looking at who I have, and it's like, well, what have you like? What are you actually doing for my team? Are you helping me? Are you hurting me? And you know, I know we often talk about like, oh, you know, regression happens both ways, but like sometimes I just feel like, you know, when is a player just bad? Like when are they like when is the regression not enough to warrant them just sticking around? When is it like when do you have to like look past name value and just like really just see like this player just you know, maybe they're past their prime, maybe they're injured, maybe who knows, but like sometimes I think it's like when is it when are players just bad? And I think in particular, two examples in particular I was kind of mulling over is Robbie Ray and
Mm,
Framber Valdez.
interesting. Yep.
Um, and I dropped I dropped Robbie Ray this morning to pick up Wyatt Langford. That's a whole other
That's a whole
topic.
nother story. We're not going to get into that, Carl.
But you know, like in doing some research, I was like, well, Robbie Ray just seems like a mess right now.
Yeah.
And also, and like looking at his fan graphs, it's like, well, he was kind of good last year, but he wasn't like an ace. And then like years before that, he was not that good. Like you would have like a 4+ ERA, and it's just like all sorts of like issues with like walks and stuff like that. And it just seems like I don't know that I need to like hold on to him to, like I don't know that his upside's enough to like hold him on on my team to like get there. Um, and then Valdez, it's kind of similar. Like I'm holding on to him just because it seems like the industry isn't out on him yet. But like again, it's like it seems like he doesn't have the feel for one of his. I think it's like his curveball or something. But also just like stuff I've heard about, heard about him like with the team. It seems like he's adjusting to that, and that's kind of been a rocky road, not in a good way. Um, so I don't know. It's kind of like, you know, when do you cut some of these guys that are like should I just cut Framber and just have him be someone else's headache? It's not like he's like Garrett Crochet or like some of these really high upside guys, and it's like let him have him be someone else's headache. I mean, I already cut
Yeah.
two pitchers that I regret, but that's another
Well,
story.
yes, I'm really enjoying the fruits of your labor there. So I'll say this.
But I'm still ahead of you, so it's like that didn't really
I
like
know.
that
Well,
didn't affect me that much. So it's
I'm
like
coming. I'm coming. My team is coming. I promise you that it's coming.
I don't know. We'll
Um.
see.
Oh, all right. Them's fighting words. So I'll say this about players like when are they just bad? I think somebody like Robbie Ray, we've seen a bit of a decline over the last couple of years. Nothing in the peripherals suggests that he's going to excel going forward. He won a Cy Young Award, what, like 3 years ago now? I got news flash for you. So did Justin Verlander. Okay, so would you roster Verlander? No. I think you can cut bait with Ray. He might get picked up for streaming. I don't think you're going to get what you thought you were going to get from him, which is even a mid to high threes ERA with a whip around 1.2, good strikeout numbers. The strikeout numbers aren't there. The whip is high, like like when he first came up high, over 1.3, I believe.
Yeah,
His ERA is over four, is it near 4.5? He's just not showing anything where he can dominate hitters right now.
yeah.
So I would feel safe cutting Robbie Ray. And Anthony and I dropped Robbie Ray earlier this week as well. Um, yeah, it's really I don't think and I actually put in a waiver claim to drop Robbie Ray and pick up Mick Abel in another league. So
Yeah.
I think it's safe to uh cut your losses here with Robbie Ray. You're not going to get anything in a trade for him. Um, and what do you think?
Not to stick on Robbie Ray, but I think like that's an easy one to look at, and not and like
Sure.
once again, this comes into like what how do you value the player, right? Like if you have a player like a Robbie Ray, like I picked up Bo Bichette in our league. If someone drops him, it's free for me. It doesn't really matter. Nothing really matters for me. So I'm willing to take the risk and wait it out to see what happens. Like because this goes into our last conversation. In these type of leagues, if you get hot for 3 weeks, if it's only 3 good weeks, it can have me 10 spots, like 10 wins in the column, and then next thing you know, I'm moving up the standings, right? Like so, I
Yeah.
don't want to play any
Well,
of the players.
I have
What?
a well, I have a question about Bo Bichette, and I kind of wonder, like, sometimes, like with these pickups, I kind of feel like it's like the dreaded monkey paw um, bargain, where it's like, yeah, you can pick up these guys, but it's like how, like, if they're bad, you have to carry that, and that's like opportunity cost for like streaming players and like helping your team forward. Like how
Yes,
good
I
is
mean,
Bo Bichette in a 10-team league?
Well,
but
last year Bo Bichette finished as a top 80 player, if I'm not mistaken, which is
mm,
really good. All of his peripherals are just like this much down from last year. Nothing crazy. I think there's been a bit of bad luck. At the same time, it's a new team, new stadium, new contract. Bo is the guy I was hoping we would talk about in this segment because he's not bad. Like his WOBA and his ex WOBA were 50 points apart. That's huge, yeah. So his ex WOBA is not 380, it's 320 whatever. But his actual WOBA is 50 points lower than that. So like,
Well,
yeah, Bo was the player that I was hoping we would be talking about. Anthony,
But wait, but this is the thing, right? Like Robbie Ray, like you said, we saw decline, right? And look at just his career. Like he's had up and down years before. Was
yeah,
that years where it's like a high ERA, and then even if the ERA was low, you'll see like the FIP and ERA be higher. But with Bo, it's like you're looking to get value anywhere, and the nature of baseball, and we know we can say this person is bad. You turn around next week and then they get 2 hot weeks and we're like, wow, he's really turning it around. You just don't know when that's going to happen. So if you see someone that has a track record, like just outside of the track record comes the name, or someone that was a higher pick, you can pick them just off of the potential of it. Like I feel like Wyatt Langford is going to be he's just something that people keep saying is going to be good that we have not seen yet. But you pick him up just because like you think it's possible that it can happen. So I think more of it is like the possibility of the talent or what you can get from them than like what it really is, right? And to your point, like JD, honestly, end of the season, Bo could just be like 10 homers and he literally just stays calm. You're like, wow, like
I just
this is a bad season. But at the same point, why would you just give it a go? You know what I mean?
I well, no, I
especially
mean
if it's
I get
free.
it. I picked up Wyatt Langford today, so like I'm
Yeah,
with you. My question about Bo Bichette is like to me, I think he peaked in 2021.
Yes.
Like with what was it, 29 homers, 25 stolen bases. It's just like we have not seen that since, like remotely. So I just
right.
like, yeah, he finished strong last year, but like he hit 18 home runs. Like I just don't think that's that valuable for a 10-team league.
I'll say, but okay. So the thing about that is,
Like
I
sorry,
actually,
like
I don't think you
I'm
can.
sorry. He's
like
so sorry.
I got like Anthony, I get your point, and like I think like yeah, hold on to him, and like you could probably like package him in with a trade when he's hot. Like I totally get that, but I just don't like.
No,
I
but
guess
look,
this is just
no,
putting Bo Bichette on trial.
but
Like
he can take it. But
He
it's
should be
like,
put on trial.
yeah. But the thing is like, I think we're just talking about like how it works in the sense of like, you just brought the thing about being rollovers category, right? Like,
yeah,
for
sure,
somebody like me who like needs a third, like you can just take. He has 6 home runs right now. If he goes through a stress to give you 5 in 3 weeks or 2 weeks, you'll take that just for that moment,
sure,
and
yep,
you trust it more with him based off of his track record and what he did in the past versus somebody who like you haven't seen it from him before. You know what I mean? So I think like to your point, like maybe as a set it and forget it starter, Bo is not that. But like for
yeah.
instance, like for Josh Young, like I have him in there and he's doing what he's doing. So now Bo is sitting. But to your point, if you want the flexibility, it hurts you there. But you know,
I'm
I
not.
mean,
Uh, when it comes specifically to somebody like Bo Bichette, who, yeah, it's been years since we've seen the peak. I'm really not judging him off of the peak. I don't ever think he's going to get back to that. I don't ever think he's going to be a 30 home run guy again, or even close to it. Like to me,
No
what I've
steals.
seen, yeah, I've seen a new normal from him, and that's maybe 20 home runs, a 300 batting average, can score 100, drive in 100. And to me, yeah, okay, so it's 18 home runs, but if he's going to hit 300 and let's just say he goes 90-90 for runs and RBIs, like that still has value. That's still actually a top 100 player in fantasy. And if you're talking 10-team leagues, that's a rostered player. So I do think you hold out the hope, but when do you decide? Because that was the question. When do you decide this player is actually bad and they're not good anymore? I think it's you look at trends of their career, and maybe this is a trend for Bo, but he had a great season last year, and again, his underlying statistics are not that different than last year. I think you look at trends for a player, and I think you just I know this sounds silly, but is part of it a gut feeling? Like you just have this, and
Part of it,
sometimes you
yeah.
just got to go with your gut, right? Like my gut feeling is Jack Caglione is going to be a very good fantasy asset at some
mm,
point. Hello, look what he's doing, right? Okay, he's finally hitting the ball in the
Yeah.
air.
Picked him
Yeah,
up. I dropped him, picked him
I
up.
know. I'm so mad that I missed that he was out there. I forgot he was out there.
Oh, you know what? You know
Um,
what's funny? Like I was kicking myself for not picking up Tyler Soderstrom in that league, and then it was like, oh wait, Jack Cagliano's still out there.
yep, I'm kicking myself for not picking up either one of those guys. I am mismanaging that roster once again. I think another player that you can actually throw into this conversation though is Austin Riley.
Yeah,
Trends
yeah.
trends of not
Right.
being great. The batted ball data this year is terrible. The swing decisions aren't great. It's like I'll ask you guys: can I drop Austin Riley in a keep forever league? He's 29
No,
years old.
no.
Uh,
Now
I
look,
think
this is what I'm
maybe.
saying is look, this is the issue with
I
it,
think
right? It's
maybe.
like
Maybe.
there are other things that go into it besides just that, right? Like
Yeah.
you could drop him, but like first, do you see what the about? You have to see something. Like you just
Oh,
never.
so
You
that
got to check and see what people think about him first.
well,
Like I'm just saying.
that league, no,
uh,
and unfortunately, in the league he's talking about, none of the
mm,
managers like no one's alive
they don't
Yeah, no
there,
one's
respond.
so
responsible.
like no one
Yeah.
But
responds to
I'm,
trades.
I mean, if anybody else, I'm saying like you should never just anybody that's built up a reputation in any type of way. You have to see what their value is, right? Like for instance, Wyatt Langford that was just dropped, not talking about JD, but from the manager that dropped him. He could have literally went around and seen just some check what the value is. You don't know what your league
Yeah.
values the player at, and like you can drop. Now this is a keep forever league, right? You've had a lot of
Yeah.
belief in him the last couple of years, right? Obviously it's not looking good, right? Like it's looking like
No.
this could be the thing. All I'm saying is you could drop him, but always do your due diligence first because you never know. Only need one person or one somebody to believe in it, and you can get something.
Generally speaking, yes, that is the correct avenue to approach. But in this particular league, that's a very hard thing
I
to
got you
do. And
because they
yeah,
don't respond back, right?
right. And
I
but talking to the general fantasy audience, and that's who listens to this show, that is the correct thing to do is to test the waters, even if you're selling for pennies on the dollar of a player like Austin Riley. That you hope you can get at least something back rather than a waiver wire pickup that may not be on your team 72 hours later.
So let me ask
Right.
you guys a question,
So
please.
yeah.
Let me ask you guys. So the last 6 years, he's had a BABIP of over 300, right? His BABIP, right? Austin Riley BABIP now is 265. If you have him and on the wire you have Josh Young and Bo Bichette, what are you going to do? Who you are you going to drop him for one of them, or are you going to be like, you know what? I have faith that he's going to do something better than that later.
This is a great question because I was literally faced with this exact thing.
oh,
um, and there was no way Anthony knew that before this. I picked up Bo Bichette, but I dropped somebody else. And I
Mm-hmm.
picked up Josh Young and I dropped somebody else. So I did not drop Austin Riley for either one of those guys. And I have since dropped Josh Young in that league. And I've moved Bo Bichette into my third base slot.
Mm-hmm.
And I have Otto Lopez at short, and I have Mr. Mario Sal Stewart at second base. So I am kind of fishing for a third baseman a little bit, or a second baseman, or a shortstop because I can move
no,
Sal and Otto, in any sort of
Right.
way that I can. That being said, I do have Leo Dallas, Leo DeVries stashed in the NA spot. I don't know if he gets the call this year. I don't
Mm-hmm.
think he will, but there's a chance that he does.
I think it
That's
comes
my
up in
shortstop of the
August.
future.
So
Um,
so what are you going to? That mean so right now you have Bo
yeah,
there, right?
yeah.
You
It's
you you
not
won't
good.
drop you won't drop Austin.
Mm. Okay,
Why?
right. So I probably, if I need to make a move at third base, right? Like, let's just say somebody for some reason dropped Manny Machado, who's also been terrible, right? But let's say
Terrible.
they drop Manny Machado. I am
Mm-hmm.
going to pick up Manny Machado and I'm going to drop Bo Bichette before I drop Austin Riley because I got Bo Bichette for zero and I invested a keeper
Right.
pick in Austin Riley.
Right. And let's be honest, you probably, and you tell me if I'm wrong, you feel like if anybody's gonna do something, there's something that they will do, Austin's will look better. Right. So
Probably.
I
Yeah.
guess now obviously let me just bring back, we're speaking on this on the keeper level, right? For our people who are listening who are doing redrafts,
Redraft. Yeah.
right. It still depends on what are you looking at picking up. We're never going to
Right.
tell you to drop somebody just to drop them. Like it
Right.
depends. Like if you have somebody on the wire that you can go and grab, okay, like now we're talking. But if it's just to drop them just so you could be playing like we're doing now, ring around the rosy with third basemen, you keep your guy if you can't bench him and then pick up somebody else.
Now, let me
Yeah.
ask you this. Are you
Uh-oh.
keeping him next season?
Uh, I
No.
don't want to make that determination right now because, and I'll say this, I'll say why.
No,
If,
you gotta make it now. You gotta make it
Yeah,
now.
God told
Putting
us.
you on the
okay.
spot. Come
Oh
on,
my God, the
chess.
hot seat, the
Full
seat, the chair,
chess.
the little
Full
chair I'm
Look, and
chess.
in.
What's it
look,
gonna be?
you're answering based off of what you've seen so far. We're not gonna
Okay.
we don't you don't know what's gonna happen
And the past and
in
his
the
track
past,
record.
not from
No.
now forward.
Okay. Okay.
No.
If
Oh,
if if I have to judge up to June 11th, because I don't think he's played yet today, June 11th, 2026. No, I'm not keeping him next year because I have another option I can
Right.
replace him with.
You have other keepers. So
right.
Yes.
therefore, in some ways, you've already used your investment. And you
True.
didn't short him. You didn't short your investment when he was still viable.
Just for context on how I acquired Austin Riley in this Keep Forever League, I traded, get ready for this. I traded Spencer Strider after his rookie season, Spencer Strider, and a guy who is now in jail, Wander Franco.
God.
Okay. And I acquired
Yeah.
Austin Riley
You did pretty
in the
good.
middle of his awesome streak of
Yeah,
Right.
yeah.
performance. So I think I got my money's worth by now.
Right.
But
Yeah.
yes, when do you again? Just back to the question that started this whole conversation. When do you decide a player is just bad? I think you kind of just see it, and you might just know it, right?
Yeah. And
Yeah,
let's
I
be
think
honest. Most people, us included, sometimes you're going to be right. Sometimes you're gonna, it's a complex question because all of us have dropped players. Well, I don't worry about it. And next thing you know, they're doing great, right? Like
Right.
it's just like you're going with your gut. You're trying to figure these things out, which I feel like is so much harder in baseball than some of the other
Yeah.
sports, just because it's so clear in some other
right.
sports. Sometimes, like look how he's running, look how he's shooting. Like this is getting nasty. Versus in here, it's like you know,
Yeah.
30% of the time you have to be good to be great.
There's there's the other way around, right? Where you can ask the question, how do you know a player is going to be good? Like, how did everybody know Jordan Walker was going to be good? Nobody did. Not a single
Nobody.
person coming into this season thought Jordan Walker was going to be a top 10 fantasy player in June. Okay,
Yeah.
no
Right.
one. All right, so you
And
just kind of gotta react sometimes, right?
I mean, here's the inverse of that. I mean, do we think Jordan Walker is going to be this going forward for seasons to come?
It's a great
Why
question.
not?
That
We don't know, but
we
We
why
don't.
don't know
not?
that.
Why he's 23 years old? Why
Right.
can't he sustain what he's
I'm
doing?
not
Right?
saying he can. I'm just saying,
Yeah.
like,
Yeah.
what about like this? He has only been like a superstar for a couple months,
It's a
and
great question.
from before he's been nobody wanted him. So like, what makes
That's a
us
Yeah.
really good
draw the
question.
conclusion that he's going to be like a second round, first round pick going forward?
I'll say this: it all depends on you know how it works. If he the whole campaign, if he
Right.
ends the season just hitting 280, 900 OPS with 34, 40, he's gonna be bought into that next year. We'll assume he can do that next year, right? Like he'll get
Yeah.
that benefit of the doubt. So it's kind of like Nick Kurtz. Like you just have to do it for a campaign and probably just a half, and people will start to be like, "Hey, like Kurtz can go off the hill right now, and next year he'll probably still be an early round pick because people are like, oh, he can do it. He just has some struggles. He fixed it. So I
Right.
do think he has to do a whole campaign
Yeah.
first of being great.
I'm,
You know,
exactly.
kind of
Exactly.
like Yelich. Remember when Yelich was just like a utility in
Right.
Miami, and
Yeah.
then he had
Miami.
that like great season. Then he had the second great season, and it was like, okay. Now he's a guy, and then he starts to kind of pick it up. But
Right.
to your point, we don't know where it's going to land. Obviously, you'll look at the numbers. We'll see how the splits look. But right now, it's looking real good.
That's part of why we play the game. All right. When we come back, I get to defend my life and ask a question to you guys. It's my
Uh
segment, my
oh.
turn. All right. So stay tuned. We'll be right back. Welcome back to the Talking Fantasy Baseball podcast. I'm Eric, that's Anthony, and Josh, and we are the three ninjas here talking about, well, really whatever we want today because it is episode 50 of the Talking Fantasy Baseball podcast here. We did not have our water bottle measuring contest yet. today, Josh.
I think you won.
So yeah, uh, um, I don't even have
Oh,
mine.
yeah.
I uh, I just take the L on that.
Hey, oh,
Oh,
two
hey, no,
options.
I lied.
Are
I
you
have
like
mine.
pouring like out in like the
Yeah, into
the phlegm
the
All
at this
right.
like crude jug?
So my question to you guys, and it kind of goes along, and we somehow thematically were able to tie these three sections together. Look at us, pat us on the back. All right, I said it was high noon at Mega Mountain. So, how do you toe the line between using players who are hot versus players who should be better than them? Right? Like, I have an example for you to sort of clarify that a little bit. There, Framber Valdez was just dropped in the Keep
Oh yeah.
Forever League that we were just talking about, where I have Austin Riley. I am in 11th place out of 12 in that league. Nothing has gone right. Okay. Injuries, underperformance, people just being plain bad, mismanagement. I didn't pick up so and so, but I picked up somebody else instead. And that speaks to you can't be right all the time, and that's okay. But do I pick up somebody like Framber Valdez when I have somebody like Foster Griffin who's performing so well right now, but whose underlying stats say sell? How do you operate in that gray area? Because I need guys who are performing well right now so I can make up ground. But I also need to take a chance on guys who are going to go to the back of their baseball card and be the great players that we've known them to be. How do you toe that line? How do you operate like that? What should I do?
Oh gosh. That's so tough. I mean, I have Framber, and I mean, I just spoke about him, and I'm like, should I drop him because he's been really bad. Like, I mean, he's kind of had this pattern of like okay start, terrible start. So maybe you can just like sit him every other start. But
Do
like
you
he
remember when he
hasn't.
hit the catcher with a pitch? He hit his
Oh
own
my god,
catcher.
I don't know. I like since you're somebody
Oh, I
that
do
needs to.
remember that. I do remember that.
Yeah.
He threw a pitch at him and hit him on purpose. Yeah. Ever since then, well, before that too.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know. It's like, do you need to like pick him up during his funk right now? Because he's not doing anything for you now. So it's like, well, is he that really going to help you gain ground?
Right.
No. So it's like in some ways, Foster Griffin is doing more for you now, rising in the standings than Framber. Like maybe he'll be good in August, but like
Right.
I'm not. I don't even want to start him.
Right.
You
And
know.
Yeah.
it's tough. It's tough to make that decision with pitching too, because it's just one bad start could just put you so far behind like our situation. Oh, look, I think it depends on like how you. It depends on the player and like what you're doing with them, right? Like Parker Messick, I don't expect him to be a superstar, right? But it's like I I'd rather just go with him and like you said, Foster Griffin, just ride it out, even though it's like sell, sell, sell. I'd rather see him implode than to pick up Framber because also what we didn't touch on age at all. And like when is it
Oh,
thing of it's not just being bad, or is it like, hey, like you might be deteriorating. Same thing with Manny. Like we might be looking at Manny Machado and saying, man, okay, maybe you are at this point, you know what I mean, maybe that's starting to bother you a little bit or it's gonna get to you. So I think it's hard. It's hard. It's based off of the production and also like what are you seeing from them, right? Like not only online numbers, but when you even watch them play, like how does it look, right? Some of the
yeah.
stuff that
There's
I
an eye
read,
test element for sure.
and some of the stuff I read about the baseball players that always makes it so hard for me is they get it's so many different variables like arm angles and like there was like with
Yeah.
just so you know the four starts just so happened the wind was going at 78 9 and I'm like
Yeah.
bro, like you can't like it's hard to say it. It's hard to see what's gonna happen. Look, and I'll say this too. Like we were talking about Reed Evans. Man, I was like, I don't like Reed Evans. I like Reed Evans. And then look at him. Then he come out like JD picked him up. Two great starts. It's like you just don't know, right? Like you're
Yeah.
gonna ride the high hand as best you can. But I also don't think that Framber's a name after what he did last season too. That shows where it's like we're definitely holding on to him no matter what.
I don't
Like
know.
you, how
People like value him as like a top 30 pitcher.
Yeah,
Well,
Not
because he's
well,
been
higher.
that. He's
but
been that.
also as an innings eater, right? Because last year he
Yeah.
had a
That's true.
360,
Yeah.
he had a 360 ERA. So like you're not even eating innings, like because they're getting you up out of there. They smack you around. They smack you
Or he's hitting people and getting
around.
ejected from the game.
Right, right. So it's like, and to me, when I see a full season of a high whip, boy, or a higher whip than I would like, it makes me already scared.
Yeah,
It's like I start to be concerned about like,
Yeah.
man, what's up
But
with you? So,
he's a higher whip guy anyway because he's a ground ball pitcher,
ground ball.
and
but
those tend
look,
to
look.
have higher whips.
Well, he was 1-1, 1-1, or 1-1-6, 1-1-3, 1-1, 1-1-1, and then last year 1-2-5, and now obviously 1-3-4 this year, right? So it's like he went over that
Maybe
1-1 threshold,
fall off.
huh?
It's entirely possible that somebody like Framber Valdez at 32 starts to fall off with the amount of innings he's pitched over the course of his career. It's a lot of innings. He has been a workhorse.
Yeah,
Yeah,
And I mean, there is a change of scenery involved here and a contract involved here. Um, so I don't really know when it comes to him specifically, but I'm like Bo Bichette, better player than some guys that might be on the wire that are hot. Do I
yeah,
keep Bo Bichette? It's when do you make that conscious decision to just go with the hot player on the wire
right.
and instead of maybe the slightly more established
But
name, and that
but
kind of plays into the rest of our conversation.
but let's be honest. I feel like it depends on how you feel about the hot player, right? Like,
Yeah.
right. That's the question too. Like,
yeah,
when me was hot, he was just hot, and it was like, okay, I can use this person. I'm not thinking that it's gonna turn to something or possibly turn to anything that's even like extended past months. So I think it depends on the player you're looking at. Like, is that player someone you're looking at that was like you guys always tell me high prospect pedigree, right? Like what like Jordan Walker, for instance, right? You look at him
yeah,
versus whoever it was at the beginning of the season, you're like, he has the prospect pedigree. He's only 20 some years old. Let's go with that. Um, I think it all depends on like who you're looking at, like because if I look at it, listen, if I look at the waiver wire, right, and I see, I don't know, like just pick any um uh Chris
yeah. Who's
Bassett.
a
Oh
right?
look, homie, I don't care that you hot, bro. I don't want to touch it right now. Like, I'm gonna just let it go, right? Because I'm
Yeah.
like, it doesn't really matter what you did. I'm not really feeling it, but that's right. Bad Zim because he's older, but you get what I'm saying. It depends on who's that player that you're looking at, and then you'll decide, do you want to go with that youth and see what happens. We've lost seasons over skipping out on hot young players. Trey Turner
Yeah.
Hmm.
when he came up, AJ Pollock, I think one year when he came up.
Oh
Oh
yeah.
yeah,
It's like
yeah,
you just kind of ignore these players. Oh, you're just hot, and the next thing you know, leads you to the ship. So
Right.
I think it really
I
depends on.
think I think you have to take the chance when these are great examples, and I think another one, and I made the pickup in that Keep Forever League, was I picked up Carson Bench,
yeah,
not the highest of high prospects, but a guy who had a decent first couple weeks, was then terrible for most of April and halfway into May, and over the last 3 4 weeks has just actually been really good. He's been really good across the board. His underlying stats are really good. So like, why not take the chance?
yeah,
Because not only is he hot, but he and can help me now, but then there might be more to it, especially in the future. So I think, when it comes to young players, take the chance. That's why I have Jordan Walker in one league. I know that's why we have Jordan Walker, Anthony, why we have Jordan Walker, Josh, and why you have Jordan Walker in the Keep Forever League, because it's like the guy who was supposed to do the thing and never did the
right,
thing and is now doing the thing. That's like, okay, I'm buying in. That was like the one barrier to entry is down. I'm in, So it's, I, I,
hi Roman Anthony.
I um, so yeah, I think this is a really tough one for me in some regard because we do play in keeper leagues. When it comes to redraft, I don't think there should be any hesitation. It's like just see what the
Right.
opportunity cost trade off is of dropping a
Yep.
player. Like we dropped Garrett Cole because we had 1,200 injuries on our team, right?
Right.
And now we don't have him back, but I think we've picked up some pretty decent enough players
Right.
that we're not necessarily missing Garrett Cole.
I have a question for the
Yeah.
panel. Is Bill Bradish droppable?
Oh, don't you dare put
I'm
that in
gonna let
front of
Eric
me.
answer that
Like
since he
he
has.
probably is.
Ah,
He's
Honestly, okay. He's one of the players that makes me the maddest. Just because I went all in on him in one league.
God.
That being said, I've gotten more starts out of Kyle Bradish than Anthony has out of Garrett Crochet.
Oh,
That's true. That's true. That's
Doesn't mean
true.
they've been helpful.
Only thing that makes me feel a little better about that is the 2 home runs from Tatis. If Tatis was going crazy, I'll really be pissed because it was that pick that I traded
Yeah,
him
it
for.
oh,
was. It was. Um, okay, so he might be,
hey,
but I'm
yeah,
willing to give him
yeah.
even more time. I'm willing to give him even more time because he was so good last year coming off of Tommy John surgery. He was so good before Tommy John surgery. Like, what is happening? I don't know. I don't know what's happening. I don't even think he knows what's happening. You can look at, oh, his curveball command, yada, yada, yada. Look at Sandy Alcantara. Perhaps Kyle Bradish was kind of one of those guys who didn't have a large margin for error. I don't want to jump to conclusions on 15 starts from Kyle Bradish when I have 30 starts or 40 starts before that to draw on that or show a totally different story. That being said, if you didn't listen to the 15 starts from Sandy Alcantara because of the 90 starts before that, you're in trouble, right? So, like, again, it's
Yeah.
when do you pull the line? It's so frustrating, but that's what makes this so much fun.
What's really weird about Bradish is like he wasn't like a big walks guy, so it's like why like what is going on there? You know, like he
Mechanical.
just
It's got to be mechanical.
it just
Also, the
seems
Orioles in
like
pitching, it's just not. They
yeah,
can't seem to get it together. Like you want to invest in a Brewers pitcher, Kyle Harrison, Logan
you're
Henderson,
right.
right? You want to invest in a Brewers pitcher. Like people are jumping at Chad Patrick, and he's like a swing man right now.
Mhm.
You want to invest in Brewers pitching. There's just some organizations you just have no interest in investing in, and maybe the Orioles need to get added to that list because
Hey, yeah,
You
they
remember
couldn't
they had
get Kevin
generational.
Gausman right.
Remember they had the generational talent in Grayson. Everybody was like, Grayson's gonna be the next guy. He could be the next guy, and then he was with them. Right.
yeah. How about that trade? Grayson Rodriguez for what's his name? Taylor Ward.
Oh, that's paying off for both
Right.
teams. Really paying off there.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Oh gosh, it's awful.
Remember I
Uh,
traded Grayson for Bobby in our league. That's how I got Bobby as a keeper.
oh, really?
Yeah, I traded them when they were prospects. Like he,
Wait, I know
so
who
I,
you traded with. That makes sense.
you remember who it was?
Yeah, it was Team Canada.
Yeah, it was. Yeah,
That
yeah.
makes sense. All
jeez.
right. So when we come back, we're going to really quickly go through our final thoughts and what we're looking forward to next week. So stay tuned. We'll be right back. Welcome back to the Talking Fantasy Baseball podcast, episode 50. We're wrapping it up here. We've got Anthony, Josh, and myself here, the three ninjas. What are you guys looking forward to next week? And Anthony, as the latest and greatest official member of the pod, we've declared it today because for some reason we never did that. What are you looking forward to next week?
Honestly, like I brought this up a couple weeks ago because we were talking about. I think it was on the same type of segment. I kind of brought up how I felt about Scuba coming back and seeing what the deal was. Like, and even though I don't know if this is technically this week, but I'm just want to see how he looks. Like this is so interesting to me. Like 30 something days based
Yeah.
off of being 4 to 6 weeks, where people were saying it was going to be whatever
Months.
weeks you there, months. Like, and now that's not the case. I'm super into that to see what happens with it.
Yeah, I'm really excited to see that as well. 38 days. Skubal is returning to the mound after having surgery on his pitching elbow. Absolutely insane. Really
Yeah.
excited to see what he does this weekend. Josh, over to you.
Yeah, so I think it was mentioned in one of the earlier segments. I acquired, pennies from heaven, Wyatt Langford in our 10-teamer.
Carl.
So now I just feel like I got some excess, and I think I might test the trade waters.
Nice.
Nice, nice. Yeah, I haven't had much time to test the trade waters, but I do feel I also have excess in that same league. And Anthony, I know you're putting out feelers possibly for Dylan Dingler because the dumper is coming back. Really
Dangle and
excited about
Dingler.
that.
Mm.
Oh man, you got Dingler and Dumper on the same team. Fun. So I will say I am looking forward to. Oh man, I don't know if there's anything I'm specifically looking forward to this week, other
Aw,
than finally, I feel like I'm going to have more time. because I'm done traveling after this
Mhm.
weekend. I'm gonna have more time to really get in there and make some more trades. Maybe I'll trade, maybe I'll trade Spencer Schwellenbach for Chris Sale, something crazy like that. And then Josh will want to kill me on next week's episode. So I'm looking forward to your letters. Let's put it that
I have one more thing to say, guys. I have one more thing to say. This show, great to be a part of it. Right? I know there's one person. Just bear with me. One person that watches this show every single week. I know it for a fact. Long time ago in Mississippi, a couple went from Mississippi to Georgia to West Virginia, and they landed in New York City. They had a kid, and that kid had another kid, and that kid had another kid, and that kid was born in the Bronx. And tomorrow is Saturday, so I'll say it again for my mama. Let's go Knicks! Hopefully they win
way.
a championship. Mama, I love you. She watches the show every week for us. Shout out to Mama. Let's do it. Sorry, Eric had to jab
Shout
you
out,
in
mom.
there, but
Oh, all right. Shout out to moms for watching us every week. Really appreciate your support. Comment on the video. We'll get you on the show. But Anthony, if you ever pull out another Knicks thing, no, I'm totally kidding. You're an official member. We can't kick you out. You're like a tenured teacher. You can't get fired. So we're
Oh,
going to wrap it up right there. And we'll be back next week with episode 51. This was episode 50. It was a great one. I've really enjoyed doing all 50. Well, I should say 49. I did miss one. 49 episodes with you
you're
guys.
with us in
And
spirits.
I was with you in spirit. I did edit the episode and got it out on time from my hotel room. So,
There you go.
hey. We'll be back next week with a brand new episode. Like I said, episode 51. To make sure you don't miss it or any episode for that matter, please subscribe. We're available wherever you get your podcasts. Anthony, you didn't read it last week, and I know why, because it takes a bit out of
Woo.
you. So, for episode 50, that's Anthony Shabazz. That's
whoa!
Josh Day.
IO news. IO news.
Oh, no.
Oh,
Yeah.
breaking news.
Breaking news at the end of the show.
Brent Rooker to the IO. Just
For
got
what?
an alert. I'm about to check right now and see what the deal is. I assume it's the knee. I assume it's the knee.
That's another
No,
outfield injury for you.
no updates. Yeah, it's time
Yeah.
to make things happen, guys. Time to make things happen.
Breaking news here
Corbin Carroll.
as we're wrapping the show up. Oh my goodness.
If he's available.
What a
Corbin
way
Carroll.
what a way to end episode 50. So again, that is Anthony. That's Josh. I am Eric saying see you next time.